Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the program. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is the Home Care and Assisted Living Done With You program where we actually
Okay.
work with you and walk you through the steps with you step by step. So this is what we're going to be working on today. And the first, this is the first meeting. So I just want to welcome everybody. I think we got 3 people on today. We have, well, 2 people, you included me, Francis, Francia and Sonia. Good evening, good afternoon, good evening, brother. Um, First thing I would like for us to do, I'm just welcoming you guys, but the first thing I really would like for to do is just like have a quick meet and greet. I'm sure you guys know me, that's why you're here, but I would like to get to know you guys a little bit more. If you kindly feel like introducing yourself, telling me a little bit about your background, how you got here, why you're interested in the industry, some of the things. Just tell me a little bit about your story, and we can, I just want to, because we're going to be working together intensely for the next few months. So I want to know who I'm working with. I know there's some things that you guys may not know about me, but I do have a lot of information on the internet. So if there's anything that you don't know, feel free to ask. But um, you're more than welcome to whoever wants to go first to go ahead and just kind of introduce yourself. You don't have to turn your camera on, off, it's up to you. But I do want to at least hear from both of you guys, both of you ladies.
Okay. I'll start first. I turned my camera. Well, I don't know my camera on, but anyway, this is Sonia Wilson, and I reside in Bloomfield, Michigan, which is about 35-minute drive from Detroit in the suburb area. I have been working in group home settings, and they are known as group home settings here in Michigan instead of assisted living for the past 26 years. And I have worked with licensed and unlicensed settings. I am also a social worker, and actually, I have 2 jobs. I'm a residential supervisor working in the group home setting, and then I also have another job working as a case manager with Community Housing Network Company, which provide housings for people that are homeless. And I'm just looking to start my own business and to try and do something different.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to share that with us. The social work piece, that's going to be something very that's going to be something that you could definitely utilize, hopefully, if you were working with seniors in your past and you have a network of friends or, colleagues who you may know in that industry. I mean, in that field of social work, because that's going to be a target for us. For once we get started in marketing your business, that stuff is going to come in handy. So, um, you've been in the industry for a long time. And I mean, it's a great time to, start your business. I know people may think it's not, but it's a lot of opportunity out here. My phone has been ringing off the hook with people looking for care, and it's almost turned into, we're looking for caregivers just as hard as we're looking for clients, or even more these days. So a lot of the skills and things that you learned and seen over the years in this business is going to come in handy. So
Okay.
be
And
encouraged.
I do want to add that I
Mhm.
really appreciate your willingness to share your knowledge and experience with us, because not a lot of providers are willing to do that. And I really, really want you to know that I appreciate your time and information. And I just actually stumbled upon your YouTube channel because I was looking up, ways to start different group homes and stuff. And so, by the grace of God, your information, some of your information started popping up.
Wow, that's good. I'm glad. So you just now this was recent, or you've been around
Yeah,
for?
no, it's recent that I started watching your channels, and I just started, started just going back watching, some of your videos.
Oh, okay,
Pre,
wow,
yep.
great. So it looks like the other lady, Frances, popped off. I've seen her. I don't see her there no more. So maybe she didn't want to share. I don't know. Maybe I didn't make it clear that she didn't have to. But we're gonna
Well,
keep
that's
right.
the only way you're gonna learn from,
Yeah,
each
I mean,
other.
we
So,
going. I'm not yet. So let's tell me a little bit about where you're at now.
well, right now, I just came up with the business name,
Okay.
and I was going back and forth with that. But I did not get the EIN number because I was not for sure if I should get a virtual address so that everything can be cohesive once I get the business up and running.
Yeah. So what I would suggest when it comes to what I always suggest is when it comes to virtual offices, home offices, and like brick and mortar, like an actual office somewhere else, is that what I like to do is use my personal address or my home address for like my business stuff, or like you can't use a PO box, a separate address other than my public business address. So when I'm setting up my LLC or my EIN numbers, whatever information that I'm putting on there, it's going to be my personal information. But when I go into like putting out my websites and the information that I'm gonna put online that you're gonna see, that's where you put your virtual assistant on, your virtual office information at, on like your website, on your email, when you tell people where your business is. But when you talk
Oh,
about like
okay.
the official documentation, I want that coming to my personal residence. And that
Oh,
and
okay. That makes
it
sense.
won't have to, it won't be public record. Only unless you use unless you put that information on your resident as a resident agent. So you can have two different documentation. You can have two different addresses on your LLC, one for the resident agent and one for the actual business. Your resident agent is the information is going to be public, so that could be your virtual office again, and you could be your own resident agent for your LLC. So if we just
Okay.
so basically you at the very beginning, you just now getting your business, your LLC and your EIN, like you're at the very beginning, correct?
Correct. Now, see, I
Okay.
was going to have Legal Zoom to set up all of that for me.
Okay.
Um, because I think they do all of that.
Yeah. So like, hopefully in here with us helping you, you won't have to use none of that stuff. So what we're gonna do is, so you can be able to, I'm gonna be uploading documentation and files and any type of thing that if you have some problems or some struggles, you're gonna be able to post them into the group. So the private Facebook group, I just posted a link. I just created it, so it's only me in there. I just created for this cohort. So click on that link, and you'll start to I'll be posting up. You could post your, so like for instance, if you're having some issues with setting up your LLC, you'll just post that in the group, and then we'll be able to help you from there. If you have any help, if any questions, you take a picture or send a link of the actual application, whatever it is. We want to be able to help you first before you go to like a legal Zoom or something like that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I think we had somebody come on while you were talking. So let's see if we can Vertex Consultations. I don't know who that person is. If you can hear me, we had did a meet and greet, and we shared our story. Sonia told us a little bit about her background, how she got into the business, and things like that. So feel free to Francia is back as well. So if you guys feel like if you guys would introduce yourself and then share your story, a little bit of background about yourself, how you got into this industry and things like that. And so we can go on into the train. And then we're gonna discuss a little bit about where you're at currently, your business status, and then we'll go into the training. So whoever Vertex is, and then Miss Pierre, you guys can go ahead.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Vertex, that's just the email that I use, but we're with Launcher Care, Francia and I. But we're both partners with the Launcher
Oh,
Care.
okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
confused for
we,
a second. Go ahead.
yeah. Because I'm actually driving, so she had to send it to me to my email because I didn't have access to the other email.
Okay, cool.
But basically, we started this company, I think, maybe 2 years ago. I think it might have been a year and a half ago. It was right before COVID. I do know that. Um, but what happened was I'm in the transportation industry, and my truck was down, and I was at a hotel on my laptop, and we were just doing research, trying to get into different industries, and that's when we came across your course at the time. But for whatever reason, during COVID, whenever we put in the application for the 596 or whatever, Health and Human Services, I believe they got shut down at the time.
Okay.
So we basically couldn't, finish going through with it. But the reason we got into the industry is because I picked her mom up one night from work really late, and she was a CNA, and I was just questioning her about, the job duties, what she does, and that's what sparked my interest. I was like, okay, I think I know how that kind of works because I have an auntie and a dad in Louisiana, and they started a company similar to that, and I really was not interested at the time. So whenever she gave me that information, that's what made me say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger. That day I was in the hotel when I came across your information.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So is your partner gonna speak? Is she able to talk, or maybe she got some
Yeah,
background?
she might be able to talk. I know she has the baby with her. So she wanted me to speak, but she should be able to talk.
Hello? Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes. So I'm sorry, I had to step away for a second. But yeah, so my mom has been a CNA for my name is Francia. I'm with the Launcher Home Care. My mom has been a CNA for over 20 years. And I would always ask her, like, Mom, why don't you open up your own business doing this? Since, the agency she was with, they didn't really, respect her and her hardworking skills. So yeah, me and my business partner Destin, we basically put everything together. That was like 2 days. Was it 2 days? We basically put the whole business plan together, and yeah, we just kind of started from there. I'm sorry, I have the baby right now.
I
Kind of.
understand. It's okay. We can hear you.
Okay. But really that was about it. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's
I'm all over
fine.
the place.
So can you give me like an update on like where you're at? What you have accomplished so far in your business? What you both have done so far?
Okay, so we basically I yeah, my mom was gonna be the our employee, and she got her fingerprints done, her tuberculosis locust testing done. She got everything done. We were ready to go, and then we just had a hiccup with the health department. That's where it stopped.
That was during COVID.
Yeah, that was during
Then
the beginning of COVID.
yeah, then after COVID, her mom got put on dialysis. So now we having to get it a different CNA and
Right.
um all of those things. But basically, we're just gonna have to put the application in. We have the business set up. I think we got a website. We got business cards. We pretty much got everything. We've already had a LLC and account for quite a while. So the only thing we have to do is pretty much submit the application.
And also, the policies and procedures, we're gonna have to go through that again as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
So the Sonia, she's in a similar place where she's still in the beginning stages. She's not licensed either. So
Okay.
we're this, you and we have another two, maybe I think it's another person that's going to be joining this group as well. And I think they're pretty much in the beginning stages too. So everybody's going to be pretty much at the same place. So we should be good to go. So next thing, since I just wanted to make sure I knew where everybody was and kind of get an idea that we're on the same page. And then also you guys can go to the chat here and click on the Facebook, the link, and join the Facebook group. And we're going to be putting all the training stuff in there. That's a private group. Only you guys are going to have access to it. So you'll see different videos, links, and stuff like that in there as well. And I'm gonna put the recordings to these trainings in there as well, so you can go back. So let's go ahead and get it started. So today's training is consisted of the 12 areas of balance, your daily GPS, entity formation, and business plan creation. So it seems like you guys already have your LLCs and your so we don't have to spend too much time on entity formation. And I would just suggest going through and doing the LLC opposed to any other form if you haven't done it yet. I would always suggest starting out with an LLC. But the first thing we're going to cover is the 12 areas of balance. And what these are for me is a very good tool for me to kind of like outline my vision and the things that I want to accomplish, where I want to be and where I see myself. So when you're answering these questions and when you're going through this stuff, you're not actually writing down what it looks like now. It's almost like you're kind of saying like, what is so for instance, a health and fitness, what do you want your body and health to look like? It's not saying what you look like now. It's like, what do you want it to look like? What your weight, health, what do you want to run 2 miles, 3 miles? How do you, so like, this is how you want to go through and answer these questions. How many books do you want to read every month or yearly? How do you want to grow professionally, emotional, life, character, spiritual, relationships? And then it goes into parenting visions. So let me go back here to the first one. So this is really important. And I know it might seem kind of corny and stuff like, what is this, whatever. But this, I think if before starting any type of venture or going anywhere, you want to have some kind of map, some kind of vision, some kind of destination, some type of direction. Because it's like, okay, I'm starting a business for what? Like, what do I want my life to look like? What am I doing this for really? And if I don't have a strong reason why, or if I'm not really connected to like what I'm doing this thing for, and it's just money, like if I just keep saying, oh, I'm just doing it for money, I just don't want to work for nobody, I'm doing it for money, like that motivation, that drive for money doesn't like cross over off. It doesn't really get us to where we need to be as far as when the struggle hit. What I'm basically preparing you guys for is when the hard times come. It's really easy to run a business when you got clients and money's coming in and caregivers are going to work and everything is good. But what about when there's nothing? When it's like, okay, I'm struggling. I'm not seeing any money yet. I'm not getting any clients. No clients are calling me back. These caregivers I'm running across aren't the greatest. Or I can't find a property for my assisted living. Like, you're going to run into so many different issues and problems that if you don't have a strong foundation or a reason why you're doing this thing, you're going to walk away from it. And that's that's like the real reason behind the 12 areas of balance. So you can write it all out. And I'm not saying like putting like one sentence here, one sentence there, or like a one-word response. Like, this is your personal thing. I don't want to see this. You don't have to submit this to anybody. This is your thing. But I really want you guys to go into deep detail on like what you want your life to look like. And that's pretty much it. Like, this is just the 12 areas of balance is like, how do I want my life to look over the next, what do I want my life to look like for the rest of my life? Like, what is it? What the life that you're building, the reason why you're starting this company should have you should have a goal, and this will just kind of help you outline that vision. This isn't too deep, too heavy, but it's definitely something that I would suggest you guys doing. I'm not going to spend too much more time on it, but take your time with it. I'll have them all outlined in the Facebook page, so you can just copy and paste it and stuff like that. And again, you'll be able to see the recording as well. So go through this, read the questions, spend some time with yourself or with a partner or whoever, however you want to do it, but definitely go through this thing and start writing it out so you can kind of see and make it real, like this vision for your future, what it's going to look like, and make it real by writing it down and bringing it into the real world. So that's that. The next thing that I want to discuss is this productivity planner. So these are just images of some actual pages that I print out every 30 days. We print out 30 of these. They can usually fit on one page, but I had to split it for this presentation. But you could fit all of these on this pretty small, on a pretty regular sized piece of paper, or you could just leave it as 2 pages and just complete both pages if you need more space to write and things like that. But so how this productivity planner works is we use this to prioritize our day and put our own agenda in our, we want our agenda to be top of mind. We want to prioritize our stuff. The moment you wake up, I know everybody can attest to, like, when you wake up, the first thing people do is grab their phone. And what are you doing? You checking email, text message, who called, phone missed calls and stuff like that. And the minute you start listening to those voicemails, reading those emails, answering those text messages, you're instantly being pulled into somebody else's agenda. You're no longer working on your own thing because you're responding to their thing. You're contributing to their thing. And a lot of times if we start in our day like that, that's usually how, if we're starting every day like that, prioritizing everybody else's projects and agendas over our own, you'll never have a business. Your business will never get off the ground because you're always playing like defense or trying to get back to what you were doing. But you're so consumed. Even if you have a full-time job, you still have to prioritize your own thing. So printing out 30 of these, putting them in a notebook or like a binder right next to your bed. So instead of grabbing your phone, you grab your binder and you start writing out your day. The projects, you got three major projects, that you want to outline every day. And if you only have one, just do one. If you only have 2, do 2. You have 3, do 3. And then every day, like, you might not have to like actually write out a whole new one because you might not get everything done. You just kind of continue on or rewrite it or put it on another sheet, clean it up, with your new things. And then the beauty in this, you'll be able to see the progress that you're making. So when somebody says, hey, what you've been working on, what you've been doing, or, you just want your own personal accountability, you could go and look back and say, hey, look, 30 days from, the last 30 days, I've been really productive, because you could go look at all of these planners and see all the things that you've accomplished. And this is just another tool for one to stay productive and stay focused and, put your agenda first, but then also it's going to build your confidence as you see your company coming together, because it's not going to be a lot of things are going to have to happen before you start making money. And those things, you can't skip those steps. But once you start seeing those things getting accomplished, it'll boost your confidence and you'll start feeling good about what you're doing. And having these productivity planners, these notebooks, and being able to see what you've been working on is really helpful. And I suggest you guys definitely think about this. If you don't have, and you might already have your own day planners and things like that, which is fine. But as long as you're prioritizing your stuff first, the first thing you're looking at before you're checking email, before you're checking text, before you're checking social sites and stuff like that, you're prioritizing your stuff first. This is what I need to do. These are the 5 big things I must do to move this project forward. People I need to reach out to today. List the people that you have to reach out to today, no matter what. People who I'm waiting on. List the people who you need something from to move forward. And these could be accountants, people who are doing websites for you. This could be insurance people. Like, these could be just multiple different people that you could be waiting on. But this is a great tool to make sure your agenda is being prioritized. And then to the right, I guess, it says priorities. The main thing that I must complete today, no matter what. And this is where you put and it might only be 1 or 2 things. It might be 3 things, but the space is there in case you have like a busy day or a busy week. So is there any questions or anything like that up until this point? I don't want to just be running on. If you guys have any ideas, thoughts, or comments, feel free to hop on in.
I don't.
Okay, go. Okay, let me go back because I was muted. I didn't even realize I was muted. So this here is the phone version. This is the phone version. So this is an app on my phone. I use the app Evernote. So what I do is I have the same paperwork, the same information from that paper. It's downloaded on my phone. It's copied on my phone. So I just take this master. This is the master note on the Evernote app, and I just push duplicate, and then I get the same note again, and then I just remove the master and I put the date, and then I go ahead and populate my phone. I mean the notes the same way if I would do it on a piece of paper. Some of us don't use paper notebooks and things like that. We do everything on our phone. So here's an option if you want to do it on your phone. Again, all this information will be posted on the Facebook group, so you'll be able to access it. And if you want to copy and paste it and put it on a note on your notepad on your phone or whatever note you use, and whatever note app you use, it should work fine. So I just use Evernote. One second. Okay. Entity formation. So basically, everybody has their LLC. Sonya, did you say you have your LLC yet?
No, I'm going to get the EIN number.
Okay, so you have to, so what has to happen first? I think you have to have an LLC before you have an EIN.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to get the LLC first. I always, so let me explain like the entity stuff. So I gotta like do like a little disclaimer here because I'm not an accountant and this is considered like tax information. So I can't legitimately say, hey, do this or do that. I'm just gonna tell you guys what I've done and what's worked for me. Usually when we started out, we started out as the LLC, as a limited liability company. And just basically because it's very easy to manage, it's very flexible, and it covers you from personal liability. So as long as your company and all the business that you're doing is being done through the LLC and not your personal name, you're protected. And so that's why we always like the LLC. There's thousands of millions of articles online about the differences of these things. So I'm not going to wrap you guys up with that. But what had happened, my accountant, once we started making a little bit more money, started doing a little bit better, my accountant had advised me to go from an LLC to an S corp. So it's like he kind of like added an S corp, S corporation, a S corp on top of our LLC. And then what that allowed us to do is it helped us with taxes, and also the way she structured it, I was getting a paycheck opposed to like, when you're in an LLC, you just take profit and just whatever's left, pretty much. That's not great bookkeeping, but that's how it was happening. And opposed to my company actually sending me a check every month or every 2 weeks as if I'm an employee. That's what we did once we moved into the S Corp. So we started off as an LLC, and then we transitioned into the S Corp, and we're still in S Corp now. The residential agent, and registered agent, I don't know why I got residential. Registered agent is the person who's the point of contact for your business. So that could be you, that could be your accountant, that could be anybody you trust to put their their information is going to be public. So you were asking me about the addresses for your LLC. Should you use a virtual office and things like that? You can use the virtual office information for your resident agent's address, but you can have your private, your LLC information could be your personal home address. So but it's up to you. It's pretty much up to you what you want on the public side and what you don't want. So like I said, I like to have my business documentation coming to, before we had an office, I would prefer to come to my home. But if you have a home office and things like that, you could get it coming to your home. You could use your business your addresses on your LLC, like the private part. Because once you put the resident agent information down, that's the public. When it says resident agent, that's the public information. Their name and their address is going to be public. But then you'll have, usually on the LLC, there's two places for addresses. There'll be the business address, and that'll be your personal address or any address you want that's not going to be public information. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Do you guys have any questions about LLC before I move on, or entity formation before I move on?
No.
No.
Okay. So your operating agreements is usually a document that's gonna if you have a partner, you usually only need that when you have a partner, and then sometimes you need it when you're going to set up a business banking account. They want to see that there isn't any partner. So they want to see that you have an operating agreement that doesn't include anybody. If you're going to the LLC, you're going to the bank to set up a business account. They want to see that operating agreement usually. I don't know if you guys have been through that process, and then also on these operating agreements, you can outline who gets what, or you got, so like if you say you have a partner, I can't remember, Francia and her partner, if they usually, so what they would do, they would outline their position in the company here on the operation agreement. So are you a 50% partner, a 30% partner, 20, whoever's whatever it is, it's going to be outlined in the operating agreement. All right. So Francia, do you have an operating agreement in place? Do you guys have an operating agreement in place?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay, great. So you do have a business account, he did say, I think.
Yes.
Okay, great. Your screen sharing pause. What is that about? Okay, let me see what's going on. What's going on here? So, are you guys still seeing the slides? Because it kicked me out for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah, I can still.
Yeah, the daily productivity.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to see where I want to go from here. I thought I had all this stuff set up. So, okay, so business plan creation. Let's go here. Business plan creation. This is a traditional business plan, what we're going to look at here. And have you guys, she said you already did your guys already have a business plan in place?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And Sonia, have you?
It could be updated though.
Yeah, always. It's always an opportunity. It's always can be better because it's always changing, because your business is always changing and growing, evolving. So So basically, what your business plan consists of, from a traditional business plan perspective, is a executive summary, company description, market analysis, organization, services, marketing, and funding. These are the things that are going to be important for your business plan. So, what are business plans usually for? Business plans initially there for you. You need to, just like I was saying with the 12 areas of balance, you also should have a plan, a roadmap, with some direction on where you're gonna go with your business, and that's what a business plan is for. You have a mission statement, your services, your leadership team, your employees, and your location. This should all be outlined in your executive summary. Mission statement. Hold on, let me go back here. It's not going back. Okay. Executive summary. Mission statement. It's pretty basic. Your mission statement is usually just, I even, matter of fact, I had a thing. I did have a thing that I wanted to share with you guys, a sample here. So we'll just look at some samples here as I share a different screen. Give me 1 second, because this is important. New share. Yeah, that's it. So you guys should see a sample business plan here. Are you guys seeing a business plan?
Yes.
Okay. This is executive summary, or you can say mission statement. You guys can read it to yourself. And again, I'm going to post all this stuff here. All of this information is going to be posted on the Facebook page. So your company is an affordable solution for elder care for the elderly throughout your community. Who prefer to stay at home, where their quality of life is enhanced without the stress and hardships of interrupted routines and changes in daily habits. So this is just a mission statement. This is just them explaining, okay, what is my company doing? Who am I trying to help? What is our mission? What is the purpose of what we're doing here? Services. Let's look at services. We got so like here we go. Here go your company services. Home services. So companionship or companion care, lighthouse cleaning, laundry, kitchen maintenance, driving, like transportation and stuff like that. Basics, home basics. So when you're thinking about gardening, arranging lawnmower, like just doing little stuff like around the house, pet care, basic personal care. And then mind you, this stuff isn't, you don't have to do all of this stuff. You don't have to do any of it, but this is just an idea of like what a business plan is going to look like, and some of the things that you're going to be having to put in your business plan, so that you can at least know for yourself. Again, like I was saying, your business plan is first for yourself, but then also if you're trying to go get some money from a bank, an investor, or somebody like that, they're gonna definitely want to see a solid business plan. So Alzheimer's nurturing, like Alzheimer's care, medication management, wound care, palliative care, stuff like that. So, and then we go back to we can look at leadership team. So like management, I think that was the next thing that we were going to be looking at here, is the management, where what we have on our thing, it says leadership team, but it's the same thing as management. So Mr. Smith here. So you just want to outline on the management, what people like to see is who the team is, who you are, like your resume, some of your accomplishments. There's no limit on what you could, the good things that you could say about yourself, and them going into your business plan is always helpful, because not only will the bank be lending on based on your finances, your business plan, your credit, but they also want to look at the people that they're going to be lending to. That's almost the most important thing, who you are as a person, your character, and what you've been up to, and your background, your past jobs, your past careers, or whatever you've been doing, past successes, and your credit score obviously is gonna paint that picture for them. So when we're looking at your executive summary and your mission, your executive summary, you want to make sure you have your leadership team outlined, your employees, and then your location. And that's pretty much it. Like, so you're going to outline and describe also what your employees, let me see if it's on here. Let me go to the table of contents here. I don't think we have, okay, personnel and staff on 24. This is just an old generic, so here goes some rates and stuff like that for the marketing, the competition, your market analysis strategy. Let me stay focused. So where's 24? Personnel and staff. So like this is where you'll be outlining who your staff is. So nursing staff, and again, this is so like the terminology is different. This is a little dated, like registered nurse, like LPNs, personal support workers, med techs. So we got med techs here in Maryland, dietitians. So whoever these people are going to be, you want to outline how much you're going to be paying them, and look at these rates. Like these rates are like generic. They're like a registered nurse making $21 an hour, or a caregiver making $8 an hour. So all of these things are going to be what you have to have in your business plan. So, and then also the location, and that's just your executive summary. So the mission statement, your services, leadership team, employees, and location. That's part of your executive summary. The next important thing, this for your business plan is I'm struggling with this Zoom switching, is your company description. Like, who are you? What are you guys here to do? Things like that. Like, I'm trying to switch it back so you can see the slides that I'm looking at. Okay, maybe you do see it. I don't know. What do you guys see right now? Tell me.
Company description.
Yeah, great. So perfect. That's where I wanted to be. So the company description details the problems your business will solve and the customers, the clients that you plan on serving. So pretty basic. What I like to do is look at like a particular case, and I don't know if you guys, I know Sonia's in the industry, so can you remind me if you have some what's her name, Francia, your background? Do you guys have any background in the medical industry?
No, so my mom's been a CNA for 20 years, and I used
Okay.
to go to work with her and basically watch her for
Okay.
years taking care of the elderly.
Okay, good. So like what you could do here is, what I would do is, like, since you don't have the information yourself, you can like interview your mom or a couple of her peers or things like that. Just get an idea of like, what are some of the problems that you have dealt with or seen, or that arise for seniors while you've been working with them. And then just come up with a great overview of that, and put it in your own words. You don't want it to be like really generic. You want to make it sound really good and really personable, and explaining like what you're going to be doing, actual problems that you're going to be solving. And then the people who have these problems, and how you're going to help. That's your company description.
Okay.
Market analysis. What do the successful competitors do? Why does it work? Can you do better? These are questions that you should be asking even before you start a company. What do successful competitors do? Why does it work? Can you do better? What do competitors do? They got clients. They go out to the community. They position themselves in a way that the community reaches out to them for care. They're, they put out information possibly, and information that's relevant to the senior community, whether it's through blogs, whether it's through direct mail, whether it's they're doing presentations, are they going to meet with these people, are they, what are the successful competitors doing in your marketplace? How do you find this stuff out? You reach out to them. You you call and secret shop. I love in the beginning, it was, I don't know how people feel about it, but I don't mind calling the competitor and pretending as if we're somebody else and we're just trying to get some information. But really, I just want to go through their whole marketing and sales cycle. They're going to put me through their whole sales cycle and tell me everything they're doing. So what do your competitors do well, or what do they successfully do? They're going to tell you. Nobody's going to hide what they do well. So if you go out, you get the top 10, like what I would do is just Google, if you know your market, you're going to be in this county, the top home care service or the top assisted living in that county. Just Google home care, Pennsylvania, or not Pennsylvania, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, or whatever county you're in, or Philly or Philadelphia or Atlanta. Home care services Atlanta. And I usually don't do the ones that's paid, but you can do the ones that are paying to get the ranking. But the first 5 to 10 people who come up organically, not the paid ads, the organic ones, those are the ones really doing really well. And then you can see like how many reviews they have and things like that, and read the review. You're going to be spending a lot of time studying this market, studying your competitors, looking at their websites, just looking at everything that they're doing right, and figuring out how to implement those things and then doing better if possible. Or if you see an angle that you see something that they're not doing and that you can do better, you write those things down and you figure out how to do it. Usually how we stay competitive is affordability, because we're not. So I'm in a community where there's a lot of franchise assisted, home care services. And then we'll talk a little bit about the assisted living aspect as well. I don't see anybody on the call that's interested, or maybe in this cohort that's going to be interested in, because we do have another 1 or 2 people joining this group who are going to be interested in assisted living. We'll discuss it as necessary. But
I am interested.
Okay. So, and I was saying that to say that the way that we go about getting home care clients and the way that we go about getting assisted living residents, or the way is totally different, because it's just 2 different approaches. But what I was saying, how we stay competitive personally, our company, is affordability and consistency. A lot of times what they can't offer is what the big franchises can't offer is pay, price cuts, or they can't afford to charge a little less. $1 would break them. $1 would price them all the way out of a client. They'll lose. So when we're small and we don't have a big bulky overhead like a franchise does, we can compete with prices. But we also have to, a lot of families, that's not their number one concern. It's a lot of them that is their main concern, but a lot of times if they have the money, they will also have other concerns. And the other concern that usually comes up, and I'm sure you guys know this, and I should position it more of as a question to guys, see what you guys think, but I'm gonna go ahead and say, and we'll do that later, is that consistent caregivers is like the number one thing. And we focus all our energy on making sure that when we put a caregiver with a family who they like, because it might not be the first one we send that they like, but when we find one that they like, we do everything we can to make that marriage happen. We want that caregiver and that family to fall in love pretty much. We want them to stay together. We want them to, that the caregiver to go, want to work there, want to get there on time, want to be a helping hand to that actual patient, and also being able to help the family who's actually the real client. So when you're doing your analysis, not only will you see what other people are doing, you'll start to figure out, okay, can I do some things better? Does that make sense to everyone? And is that helpful?
Yes.
Any questions?
Not for me.
We're gonna keep going. So this is another part of the business plan. It's usually organization or management, whatever you want to call it. But it's the entity structure you will be using, basically LLC, S Corp. You want to explain that. And then you want to use we call it an org chart or organizational chart to lay out who's in charge of what. So I use a app called MindMeister, but it's just a mind map. And if you Google mind map, you'll get like all these different free options to use a mind map. And what's a mind map? It's just an app that I use to, if you look on like the icons next to these sentences, these are little, that's exactly what an organizational chart looks like. So you have like at the top where it says entity structure you will be using, you'll have the CEO, and then you'll have people, maybe, and you'll maybe have like the CEO, then you'll have like these little circles under him. These are all the tasks that this person is going to be responsible for. And then you'll have another person, office administrator. These are the tasks that they'll have. And you could do it just like this on a chart like that, that looks just like the kind of like the brainstorming things we used to do when we were kids. So, and again, this is an opportunity for you to go and not only just say who these people, what they'll be doing, but then, you have opportunity to outline what they do and who they are and resumes and things like that. Any achievements and stuff like that it's all relevant. It's all important because you're trying to convince the bank or an investor to work with you, give you money so you can, pay them back with interest and do well in your company. So they want to know that you're the right person to give this, whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 loan to get your business going. So this is very important. So we looked at some of the services that was on the thing. So just outlining your services, going in deep detail, and don't just say, don't be quick and just say, oh, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Like really think about it. Like, what are you guys what services are you going to offer? Like, you really want to be clear about that. And you want to make sure that people are really going to benefit. And you're going to be able to do these things, not just saying that you can or you want to offer these services, but you can offer these services. And when you're bringing your caregivers on and you're training your staff up, you want to make sure that they're clear about the services you're offering, because sometimes, believe it or not, I get caregivers that say that the things that they don't do. And if we don't tell them up front that this is the thing that we do at our company, a lot of times you'll get caregivers saying that there's certain things that they won't do as caregivers. They're like, oh, I don't clean houses, or I don't do laundry, or, certain things they'll just say. And they're like, okay, you don't work for me then. But irregardless, you want to make sure you have those services outlined. And again, obviously, you want to make sure you have the services outlined. And then also you want to make sure, you got prices and everything like that as well. But you definitely want to make sure there's things that you're going to want to do for your service. And these are just some examples. There's millions of different things that home care services can do. We also, in the business in the box, everybody on here should have it. Is you'll see like some documents where, you know, it outlines all the services that you can offer and some of the things that you can think about doing. And then again, doing your market analysis, when you're like researching, looking at other company sites and stuff like that, you can also just see what they offer. And then talk to, when you're doing your secret shopping, you're calling them and they're telling you what they're offering, what they're doing, what they, you know, what they're seeing that families are needing. And again, this is just you compiling information to, you know, put your services together, put your company together in a way that's going to be beneficial for you and your potential clients going forward. So we had somebody just hop in. Tamara, do you want to introduce yourself real quick? No, it's fine too. You don't have to. So we just gonna keep going. And is there any questions at this point? Does anybody have any questions?
No questions.
No.
Okay, great. Okay, so marketing is another very important piece of the business plan. And we're this is kind of like where I get the most excited, because this is like my specialty. This is like my strong suit. So marketing is something that I'm always doing, thinking about, and trying to perfect. So when it comes to putting this into your business plan, you want to, you know, we're gonna definitely make sure you guys have a strong marketing plan in your business plan. And I got my targets. So these are my ideas on how I would approach my marketing plan, like my marketing in a business plan. Like, I got my targets, the approaches, the community liaison, and then targeted direct marketing and facility sponsorship programs. And what are these? The targets are obvious. We know who the top referral sources are: hospital discharge planners, home health agencies, hospices, skilled nursing facilities, assisted living facilities, adult daycare facilities, Department of Aging, case managers, and rehabilitation facilities and hospitals. Approach: we generally want to create long-term value add relationships with each referral source using personal, consistent, and proactive systems to help them consistently. Staff, meet and greets, facility visits, events, dining, presentations, game shows, music, comedy, plays, services, dog visits, whatever. So you see all this weird stuff. You're like, what is all that? So that goes to the facility sponsorship programs. You're looking at a community liaison. What's a community liaison? The community liaison is the person, and it's going to be you in the beginning. And this is the person who's this is going to be like the most important salesperson. This is going to be like the most important salesperson in your business in the beginning. Initially, you're going to be your own community liaison, because obviously you got a new business and you don't want to just go hire somebody to do this stuff when you can, you know, when you don't have any money coming in. Even if you have money for your business, I would suggest you doing this instead of hiring somebody to do it in the beginning. And then not only will you be creating these relationships on your own, building these bridges for your company on your own, when you do finally put somebody in those places, you'll have all the nuances and things like that worked out, so they won't have to go through it. I feel like no matter what, so the approach that we were using with the Done For You program, I had a program previous to this called the Done For You, and we did a lot of the stuff for people, but they weren't able to keep it up or do it themselves, because they just let, you know, like, so for instance, we'll do the policy and procedure, but they don't know what's in it. So they don't even know the policies and procedures for their own company because they didn't read it. So it's very important for you guys to do these tasks yourself, become very proficient with these tasks, so you can eventually train somebody. And then when you're doing these tasks, you're always note taking. You're always thinking about putting somebody else in these actual positions. You're not just going to do it and then it's over with. Okay, I've done it. This is no, you writing it all out. This is what I need to do. So you can systematize it. Basically, you want to create an employee manual for each task. So the community liaison task is very important. The purpose of the job is to communicate, network, build strong relationships, educate, and follow up referral sources in your marketplace. This role is the most important role in your business on the client recruitment process. Create and a duplicatable system so that you can train someone else to do it in the future. Very important. Any questions about the community liaison?
No.
Okay. Targeted marketing, personalized phone calls, emails, handwritten letters, birthday cards, holiday cards, small gifts. You want to thoroughly study your top 10. And when I say top 10, every month I want you to focus on top 10. I want you to get 10 facilities or referral sources that you're going to really focus in on. And this is a little later. I'm just kind of covering it because it's here. I'm just going to kind of touch on it real quick because I'm reading it. But your top 10 is 10 facilities or organizations or just referral sources in general that you're going to target, that you want your company to do business with, whether that's a facility that you drive past every day, a nursing home that you see in your community, whoever, whatever, a hospital that you're familiar with. You know, you want to create a list, and these are going to be your targets, but we're going to be discussing that a little later. But that's what I mean by you want to thoroughly study your top 10. The business itself, the company, the culture, and values, and most importantly, decision makers. Going deep versus wide, especially the decision makers. So when I say going deep instead of wide, it's saying and the DMs are the decision makers, or those are the people who can say, yes, we want to, we'll send you referrals, or no, we don't want to send you referrals. The actual decision maker. So going deep, and I get some little sayings in here I can remove, like I wouldn't put some of this, like my own personal jargon into the business plan and without explaining it in there as far as writing it out, but just for this, for the training's purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and explain it to you guys. Going deep versus going wide is building relationships with the people that you have. Say like for instance, your top 10. Going deep would be like, I need to really get to know every one of these people in my top 10. Like everybody, the person that I need to contact at this hospital, I have to, the discharge planner at this particular hospital or in this particular wing of the hospital, in the geriatrics or whatever, this person, I have to go deep, meaning I need to get to know this person more. I need to see how to help this person. I need to see how to help this facility. How can we add value? How can we, become top of the person that they go to for their home care needs? So that's going deep when you're focusing on one person. Going wide is like, I want everybody to know what we're doing. And that used to work. But now, I mean, it's like, it's very competitive out here, but the edge is always customer service. And like people work with who they like. So if you can get into these situations with the right people in your marketplace, it's wonderful. So again, like I said, this is marketing and I really like talking about it. So I don't want to spend too much time on it right now, but I just wanted to explain what the difference between going deep is, like really getting to know the people that you're already in contact with and, deepening those relationships and finding ways to be helpful, and always looking to be helpful and asking very seldom and giving as often as possible. You're always looking for different ways to give, and then ask. You never just want to come in asking, hey, can I have a referral? No, what can we do what can my company do? What can we do as an organization to make your companies, your employees, the residents, I mean, whether it's the residents that's coming through the facility, the patients at the hospital, how can we as a home care service help you guys. And not only just saying that, because everybody doesn't know what they need. So you got to also be proactive and have ideas as well. So again, that's the difference between going deep and going wide, especially with the decision makers. And the facility sponsorship programs are just something I can get into it a little bit here, but it's a strategy that I like to use where we actually sponsor a facility. Say my home care service sponsors this nursing home. So we have like some nursing homes that aren't so great. And what we'll do is we'll say, hey, look, we want to, come sit down, talk to the, the DM or whoever it is in charge, and, see if we can sponsor your facility. It's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to cost you a dime. We, as a company, we like to come into facilities and lift people's days, make them have brighter days, give seniors an opportunity to, smile again, have some fun, be engaged by, different people and different things. So we'll if we decide to sponsor this facility, we're going to what? We're going to begin to bring events, plan different presentations and things like that, whether it's directly from us or we bring in other people who can, in the community. It might be somebody it might be a local singer or an artist or a comedian or, bring, if they're not doing like bingo, you could bring bingo or, different music or a petting thing with the puppy day, like a pet day. So it's like many different opportunities that you have with these facility sponsorship programs. And what this does is, I mean, it's obvious what it's going to do. Like the facilities fall in love with you and your company. And guess what they're going to do? Anytime they need home care or there's a referral for home care, who's the first people that they're going to talk to? They're going to talk to you, the people who were just in here, had all these old people in here dying laughing, or you came and did a presentation on dementia, or you brought a lawyer in there to talk about wills, or whatever you're doing, you're bringing value. You're just constantly trying to figure out ways to bring value to these facilities and these different organizations, referral sources. So again, I'm sorry, I kind of went long on that one because, like I said, marketing is my thing. But this is definitely this would be great information to go into your business plan. Funding, and this is basically the last piece. Clearly explain how much funding you'll need over the next 5 years and what you'll use it for. And I mean, line by line, item by item, you want to do everything you can to make sure this information, you want to be as detailed as possible. You want to really break down your numbers all the way, whether from every single thing you do. And that's a good habit. Like even for me in the beginning, I had a bad habit of just, oh, I want to do this, I'm gonna go buy some signs, or I'm gonna go buy this, or for the business, and I'll just do things, and it won't be itemized, it won't be on QuickBooks, it'll just be me spending money, whatever money I got here, there, and it was just never structured and organized. And I had a business for years like this, and when I did want to think about getting some funding and things like that, they looked at my company and like, bro, we can't work with this. We need to see some money. We need to see the numbers. We need to see some good, you need to become bankable. We need you to get your bookkeeping together, and we need to see what you're spending money on, where it's going, how you're making money, and outline everything line by line. Every purchase is a line item. Every time you make a purchase, every time you do anything, there should be documentation for every penny spent. And when you're setting up you're setting up the funding piece for your business plan, you want to make sure that you start that habit now. So that's the business. That's the business plan. That's the traditional business plan. We don't have time to do both tonight because I mean there's also like I have there's also the lean business plan. I would suggest like right here. I don't know if you got what screen. I gotta keep doing this new share thing. Okay, cool. So as we look here, we see the business plan, the traditional, and then we have the lean. We're not gonna go into the lean today. And if you guys want, we can discuss it at another point. If you guys want to think about it, the lean startup plan is usually something that you'll use for like just like private investors. You're not walking in no bank with this one. This could be on 1 or 2 sheets. It's like family, friends, things like that, who may possibly, you want to have both, obviously, but if you just want to have something to walk around with and just like kind of show and have people that you may run across that may want to invest or go to different networking things, and you just want to have your business plan, take the lean one. People can read it pretty quickly, and it's a great conversation piece if you want to talk about your business and what you're working on and how to people can invest with you. But the traditional is very important, and I suggest you having a traditional. I suggest you having a traditional business plan in place at the very beginning when you're starting to set up your company. So I think that's pretty much what I had for you guys this evening, as far as like my my presentation. We got a couple of assignments here for you guys, and it's pretty consistent, I guess, here because you guys aren't that far along. So what I definitely want everybody to do this week, and two, I'm gonna ask, is this a good time for everybody? If not, we can change it around. But what I definitely want the assignments for this week is to do your 12 areas of balance, print out your 30 sheets for your 2 or 1 page productivity planner, install Evernote. If you don't, you're seeing the sister, she said she didn't file for her business yet, Sonia. So Sonia, you're going to be applying for your filing your for your LLC this week. And again, we're going to be able to help you with this. If you have any questions along the way, just post them in the Facebook group. And then your business plan outline. We just want to outline. I just want to see that you guys have an outline. You started something. Put this stuff down and write it out, and we'll go over it. Licensing application. I want you guys to download y'all's company's, your state's license. And it seems, I know Sonia hasn't yet. Oh, I don't know if you have. I know you haven't applied yet. And Francia and the gentleman, they have already started. So they haven't. I know they're familiar with their license, but I don't know if they haven't applied yet. But when I say completed, just fill it out. But then also, I want you guys to, on that same, wherever you find that license application for your state, if you have trouble, we can help you with that as well, finding it. There's going to be guidelines, statutes, and regulations, and you have to read all of them. You can't start a business when there's this license that you need to be licensed to operate in your state and not know all the rules. Take the time, read all the guidelines, read everything that you need to know about the services that you're going to be offering in your state and what the law of your state dictates. Those are the assignments that we have for this week. And we also have some required reading here that I would suggest that this is the first book that I would suggest you guys download. I listen to a lot of my books on Audible. So either download this book on Audible or go buy it the regular way. But either way, this is the required reading for this week. I want you guys to read this book, take copious, the best notes you can, and come back with some questions, come back with some thoughts, come back with some ideas. And this thing will be a lot more stimulating if there's like back and forth. And I know we just getting started, and I'm working on some kinks on my end. I know you guys can see how that's kind of looking kind of raggedy on my side, but these are just some of the things that I really want you guys to focus on. This book here is so important that I read this book like 4 or 5 times because it's so vital to your success as an entrepreneur. Because when you're coming in, you got to realize when you're coming into starting a small business, if you've never done your first small business, it's all new, but you're not bringing information that you have habits and ideas and way things go. And what he likes to do is separate the technician from the entrepreneur. So the technician in our industry would be like the nurse or the caregiver. So the caregiver can possibly make a good business owner, but if she's only aware of what it does, what she has to do the work, but not the business, then she's not going to be around long. So this book helps entrepreneur technicians, people who do have certain skills, to acquire the necessary skills to be a business owner. Because it's a huge difference. It's even a huge difference between being self-employed and being a business owner, because a business owner has other employees. I don't feel like you're really a business owner until you have employees. A lot of people like say, "Oh, I got a small business," but they don't got an employee. They working for themselves. You just self-employed. But and he breaks all these different things down for you. So I really Michael E. Gerber, he's like a legend in the business world. This book, and he has like a series of these books for all different type of industries. But this is his main book, The E-Myth Revisited, and I just suggest you guys get it. So that's it for tonight. And what I would like for you guys to do at this point is just to go ahead into the group. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go to the Facebook group and post them there, and we can we'll reconvene there. Any questions, or if you need any documents or anything like that from me, post it there, and I'll be uploading it there so we can all find it in one place. So I'm not sitting in one person, one thing, and all that. So it's all going into the group. Everybody have access to it, and we can all learn and inform each other together. So. Do we have any questions or comments or anything before we get off of here? And then one more thing I wanted to do before we get off. Two things I'm asking you right now. Is this a good time for you? Did this time work for you guys every week, Thursday at 5? That's one question. And then another question, just on quality assurance. What can I do better? What is something, if you guys have a comment now, you don't have to tell me now. If you want to email me later or whatever, just shoot me an email, post it in the group, say, hey, look, it was good, or it was trash, you need to do this, or you need to scrap everything you're doing and start all over. Whatever you guys feel, tell me so I can make it better. Go ahead.
The time works for me, but I do have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I am interested in both the home health care as well as the assisted living. So do I form one name or do two different names?
That's a great question. So it's up to you. But what I would say is that when it comes to setting up your LLC, you want to have one for each. You don't just want to have like one LLC for both. Man, why does it keep doing that? Like, y'all see me over here struggling. But you don't want to have one LLC. So like each LLC is there for a reason. So it's there to protect you from get the limited liability. You want to have as limited liability as possible. So if I have a home care service and I name it Rest in the Storm Home Care, that's just a book I'm reading. Rest in the Storm Home Care, and I get sued, or I get fined, or I catch something where I have to spend some money. I have some legal or some type of something I have to pay. If I have my or somebody comes at me, if I get sued and somebody comes for my home care service and I have my assisted living under it too, now they can get that as well. But if I only have my LLC is only for my home care service and I have a different LLC for my assisted living, they can't, if they come suing my home care, they come suing Rest in the Storm Home Care Services, they can't get me, they can't come for my Rest in the Storm home, my assisted living facility. You see what I mean?
Okay, got it.
So you always want to make sure you're clean glass, clean water. You don't want to put, you don't want to take your problems from your home care service and then, you got a whole new business over here. And now they're going to be subject to those different liabilities, possibly, because things do happen.
Thank you.
So hopefully that was an answer to your question. So the time works well. You can shoot me a email, text, or whatever about anything that any changes or as far as the quality of the presentation this evening, and then we can all. So the Facebook group is 24/7. Phil post in there. I'm getting notifications. I get a notification as soon as you guys post. I'll be able to see it and respond, and feel free to help each other out as well. So if you see something and I might miss, hey, you might want to think about this, or hey, check this out, things like that. So that's it. I'm gonna hop off of here for the evening. The recording from this evening, some people hopped off and came on. It's going to be in the group as well, so you guys will see it also. It'll be in there in about an hour or so. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'll be hopping off, and I'm actually doing another presentation on Facebook, just a kind of the free one. So I'll see you guys next week. Feel free to call me, email me, text me if anything comes up, or if you have any questions between now and then. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot. See you guys soon. Peace.